Morning YouTube. It's about 7 o'clock on a Thursday morning. I'm just taking a bit of a walk. It's a beautiful morning, but they tend to start off really nicely lately and then get cold or wet later on, so I thought I'd get out early. It's very cold, it's really frosty, as you can see behind me, the frost on the cars. But there's no snow, although it was snowing last night. I cycled to work yesterday and I cycled in the morning. It nearly killed myself, but and it was fine, but when I was cycling back in the afternoon it was snowing and it hasn't settled. Anyhow, what am I talking about? Yeah, I'm thinking about walking a bit actually, or at least journeying away from home. I just live down there, about 200 yards behind me. I've just left the house and I'm going to walk up this hill here. But I suppose I'm thinking about journeying, not just in real life, but on YouTube as well, because I'm thinking a lot about, as you'll know if you follow my videos, I'm thinking a lot recently about YouTube as a kind of place, articulated spatially, even just just metaphorically of course, but nevertheless we treat the metaphor as if it's real. And so I'm thinking of what a journey might look like in there, and what the effects of journeying are, and the effects of staying in the same place are. Because every now and then I do little, what I think of as journeys through YouTube, by which I mean I venture away from the safety and security of the few subscribers and channels that I know and recognise and have some familiarity with, and I go exploring well outside my comfort zone. So for example, a week before last, I spent about 3 or 4 days wandering through channels which were politically on the right, and extremely on the right. I started with Ruka, which many people will know about, who's well, she's referred to as a race realist. I don't really know her politics, but she certainly gets a lot of attention from people who are extremely right-wing. So I started with her, and then just by following links to other channels, looking at comments, following links from comments, that kind of thing, took myself on a journey for 2 or 3 days through a very different community. I didn't contribute to that particular community, I didn't leave comments or subscribe to any channels or anything, although I have in the past with other kinds of journeys that I've taken. And it's fascinating that, particularly if you do it for a while. As I say, there was about 2 or 3 days I did that for. And I can't say I came to a point of understanding that particular mindset, but I did get a richer sense of it. And in many ways, I found it more abhorrent when I finished than I did when I started, to be honest with you, because there's some very strange people out there, from my way of thinking. And when I did get back, return to that small village that we live in, and I say village because realistically there's only about 40 or 50 channels and users that I regularly interact with. So it's a small village, really, much smaller than the small village I live in here in real life. When I did return back there after this journey through the nether regions of the extreme right, it was quite comforting in many ways. It was a little bit like coming home, and those disagreements and the inconsistencies and the small frictions that had taken place that I'd felt amongst the people that I know here in this place where we are, in this area of overlapping subscriber bases that we've laid down, this well trampled surface, all those kind of differences were put into some kind of perspective, and I did think, why do I argue with this person about this minor technicality and philosophical, to do with some philosophical idea, or why do I get quite het up about this particular small variation in the definition of a word. All those kind of things gain some perspective, as I say. It's all fascinating, because I think we do get acclimatised or accustomed to particular spaces, don't we? And get very parochial and provincial about the places we live if we don't travel in real life and in our virtual existence too, I think. And you don't even notice it happening, that's the thing. You don't even notice yourself becoming acclimatised. It's a little bit like So it's like when you move into a new place. I moved into my place here just about 3 months ago, and I had that thing for the first week or so I was here, so I'm guessing many people have, which is you just don't seem to fit the building itself, you know. You find yourself taking like odd numbers of steps to get across the room, or you find yourself, your balance all wrong as you get to the top of the stairs and you've got to kind of stop and readjust, or when you reach a door handle it's not quite in the right place, you know. But after about, and you really notice the building, you know. But after about a week or so, all that disappears and it just goes transparent around you, and you just get the natural kind of swing of the building. So, you know, you step back from the fridge, hit the door, then the door closed with one hand, just with just the right amount of power just to close it without it slamming, and the natural swing of your arm just reaches up for the kettle. You put the kettle on, you know, you open the door, there's the sugar bowl. All those kind of things are natural so quickly. So of course it goes invisible around you, and you don't notice that invisibility until you're again confronted with the awkwardnesses again, which I quite like. So yeah, going away from home, I highly recommend that. Taking a little bit of a journey around YouTube. There's probably better ways of doing it than the way I did it, which, as I say, is just taking a step to someone I was familiar with and then following links. But if anybody knows of a better way of journeying, and I'd be interested to know that. But yeah, it's always good to travel. Let me just show you where I am, because it's a beautiful morning. Look, this is the, I can't remember what it's called now. It's a path that used to be a part of the mining thing, but it's been turned into a recreational path, cyclists and that. And that's the landscape across the way there. Just point out some features actually, why not? This thing here, this odd little lump on the top of the hill is it's a monument that's put up to some industrialist a while back, a couple of 100 years ago. It's a pretty ugly looking thing, but interesting. I don't know if you can see it, but just here, there, top of my finger there, that's a castle. It's not really a castle, well it's kind of a castle. It was built many years ago, hundreds of years ago, as a kind of castle slash hunting lodge, and then it was rebuilt as a kind of folly, and now it's a rather nice Armenian restaurant. Very, very odd and idiosyncratic, but lovely at the same time. Anywho, that's that. Thank you very much for coming on this small journey with me. I'm going to go up here and up this hill. Bye.